What's faster than failing? Starting with something that has already failed. I found a graveyard of dead startups that burned billions. So I'm going to dig one up, use AI to fix what killed it, and see if I can actually make it work. One person, zero funding, modern AI tools. We are going to hunt for a dead idea, validate it, build it in weeks, and hit our first 1,000 users or $1,000 earned. If it works, green flag, and if it fails, it goes back to the graveyard. So let me tell you how I started. So I've been making videos about AI failure that, well, nobody watches. Hey, if you did watch them, you are a legend. So while I was doing that, I found something pretty interesting, a graveyard of dead startups that burned billions of dollars. Look, the numbers are bad. 9 out of 10 startup fail. Study shows the biggest killers are they run out of money, which relatable. The team started fighting and broke up, which is also relatable. And the third, and this one is the saddest one because they spent years of making something that nobody actually wanted. But here's the most important part, what we can learn from that mess. What if I take one of these failures and use AI to fix what killed it and try to build an actual business? And right now, there's a huge trend. Big tech have been saying that using modern AI, a single person, one guy in a room, can build a $1 billion company. So now you're probably thinking they had millions in funding. How can I do this alone? Well, that's exactly what we are testing. I'm using every AI tool available right now to see if they are actually good enough to make a real business. So I'm on a mission. I'm going to dig up a dead company, fix it with AI, and see if I can actually make it successful. One person, zero funding. Let's see if those tech CEOs are right. And here's the game plan. We are following 5 steps. We hunt for ideas. Maybe we pick one or mash few together. We validate the idea. Do people actually want this? We build a super quick version of MPP in weeks, not in years. Figure out how to sell it, marketing, ads, and boring stuff. We set a goal, 1,000 users or $1,000 earned. If the starter hits the goal, it's a green flag. We keep going, we keep trying to make it perfect. And if it fails, it goes back to the graveyard. So let's go for shopping. So these guys burned $28 billion, literally 28 billion. If anyone asks me how much money I want in my life, I say just enough so that I don't need to think before buying any beauty product that I want. That's it. That's the peak of success for me. So what happened? They were a payment processing company. Think of PayPal or Stripe. So they failed because of the massive fraud. They claimed they had billions in the bank, but that just didn't exist. So because of the fraud, we could create SafePay platform that uses AI to detect fraud instead of committing it. But here's the problem, fintech required lawyers, permission, and authority. For one person who doesn't have money or power, it's a nightmare. So why can't you stay in the grave? So next up, I saw a lot of health tech startups here, but I'm skipping this for the same reason. So actually there are two types of apps. One, consumer app, easy to make and anyone can try them. And second, B2B healthcare. You need hospital permissions, strict regulations, and red tape. I value my sanity. We are skipping the medical stuff. Okay, next up, paper tap. So this was an Indian startup that promised 2 hours of grocery delivering by partnering with local kirana stores. Now I know what you're thinking. Blinkit, Zepto, Instamart. So this was 2014. They were too early. The margins were terrible because they were working directly with kiranas. So they were losing money on every single order. But look at now. Blinkit, Zepto, Instamart, everyone uses them. So the model works perfectly fine today. Since the problem is already solved by massive companies with unlimited budget, there is no point in us trying to fight with them. Matches Faction, the luxury clothing brand. See, there's a famous line, you can make something that you can try yourself. But this one, I can't even afford to try it, and definitely can't fund inventory too. So pass. 99 dresses. This was interesting. a clothes swapping platform with virtual currency. They failed because the currency was confusing and the logistic of shipping used clothes were a mess. I feel like an AI stylist could work here, but again, dealing with physical inventory and shipping is so hard for a solo founder. So we are skipping this. Wait, I think I found it. Virtual Uber for personal assistant. You pay a subscription, you get a dedicated person to manage your life, and it worked. User loved it. So why is it dead? So they were hiring hundreds of full-time employees, which is great for quality but expensive for business. They were losing money on every single hours of work. Eventually the cash ran out and the whole thing collapsed. Now, the problem wasn't demand. Everyone wants PA in their life. The problem was the efficiency. I want to build something that proactively manage you, that helps you to achieve your goals by actually being involved in your life. I see few more ideas in the graveyard that have great features, sleep tracking, finance goals, and habit reminders. And I'm thinking, what if we could combine all of these together in a single package? This way, it fulfill all the requirement of the user, so you don't need to jump to 10 other apps just to get do your day. Now the AI agent that handles all the work for you, full on AI like manager. And here's the vision. This is what I want to build. So when you first open your app, it doesn't just show you button, it talks to you, it asks questions, not like a survey, like a human trying to understand you, what you do, what stress you out, what you usually forget, and what you care but don't always have time for. It quietly builds a mental model of you, almost like a user manual for your life. And then something different starts happening. Instead of you managing your day, the AI starts managing with you. Before you get distracted, it nudges you. Before you forget something, it reminds you. It's like someone who's actually knows you. It doesn't wait for you to be hungry, tired, broke, or stressed. It shows up before that. It's like, hey, based on your day, now's a good time to eat. You usually regret skipping this. That's the difference. This isn't reactive AI, this is proactive AI. You don't need to tell what to track, you just live your life with photos, random thought, voice note, screenshot. You dump everything in a one place and AI connects the dot. It's so simple, right? Learns patterns, adjusts its behavior, gets better at helping you the longer you use it. And then there is a part that really hits. The app knows who matters to you, not dates, but context. So when something important is coming up, it doesn't remind you, it helps you show up better. At night, it asks one simple thing: what happened today? No one ever asked me that before, but now someone finally will. Not for motivation, not for productivity, for memory. So tomorrow it helps you little better than it did it today. Basically, I want an AI that is annoying. I want it to text me, hey, you've been scrolling Instagram for 20 minutes. Get back to work. Your mom's birthday is in 3 days. I already found a gift on Amazon. Just press yes to buy it. So we have our idea now, but remember, I told you 9 out of 10 startup fails because they built something which nobody actually wanted. So before writing single line of code, I need real people, real interest, and real validation. Next episode, we put this idea to the test. Does anyone actually want AI life manager that won't leave them alone? Subscribe to find out, and don't forget to hit the like button.